Let's get the analysis and bring in Ariane Bogain, senior lecturer in French politics, joining us from the University of Northumbria up there in northeastern England in the city of Newcastle. Ariane, as ever, thanks for being with us. I'm interested to find out what you think about Gabriel Attal's first cabinet. Can we start with Foreign Minister, the appointment of his partner in a civil partnership? Some might say this could be nepotism or it could be a brilliant decision. I suppose it depends how it all pans out.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what I think about that. I think the previous foreign minister was a former diplomat, was not political enough, didn't really explain what France wanted to do, whether it's Gaza or Ukraine. Sejourne is a European MP, is a core Macronist. It was responsible for the program of Macron in 2017. So I prefer to see it as a political appointment, a message sent, rather than, nepotism.
Their relationship is very much discussed in French gossip columns. Could this be a distraction from the serious work ahead?
I don't think so, because it's not really known widely by the public, and I think that there are more important issues currently in France than the gossip column. So I don't think it will be a source of a distraction.
Indeed. Question had to be asked, though, as the question needs to be asked about Rachida Dati, because she, too, is somewhat controversial as an appointment, brought back into power. Of course, you can talk about her politics as an ally of Nicolas Sarkozy once upon a time, those kind of things. Yeah. But there is a legal case hanging over her head, too, about corruption.
Yes, there is. And that, we've had cases like that before, Moretti, for example. And I think what the government is saying is, innocent until proven guilty. They'll remain in government until or unless they are charged. Again, is it really going to be a problem for the French? I'm not sure. She's a well-known person. She's quite popular. She's very punchy in the way she talks. And it has a feel of a kind of Back to the Future. It's kind of like, let's party as if it's 2009. So I was quite surprised, to be honest, by this appointment. But it really shows the main takeaway of today, which is the turn to the right. This government is really turning to the right, and Dati is the symbol of this fact.
Would that be why someone like Gerald Darmanin remains in position as Interior Minister, in spite of the fact that he's been highly criticised over many issues? I'm thinking back to the fiasco over the Champions League final at Stade de France, when foreign football fans were targeted, and he said some things about them which were, frankly, injurious, if not slanderous. Some people doubted the way he's done his job. Give us your sense on that.
Well, if you look at it, all the heavyweights of the government that were in previous governments, they all stayed. And I think it's to try and counterbalance what might be perceived as Attal's lack of experience. Also, is a professional politician. And what's new with this government is that it is a political government as opposed to a technocratic one. And clearly, what Macron wants, it's a government that can, that is geared for political fight. So Darmanin, is staying because he is a professional politician who can talk to the public, who can defend the government's position in the media, who can attack opponents, and all the heavyweights stayed for that particular reason. And Dati is an addition to that, to a very political government.
Indeed. Gabriel Attal, no one can doubt. Clever man, intelligent man. You don't get where he is by luck. However, could there be a case of it being, to coin a phrase from a very famous song back in the early 80s, too much too young?
It's possible, and I think one of the main issues is will he manage to impose his authority? You might be very popular with the public. It doesn't mean that your more experienced colleagues are going to bow to you and listen to you, especially as he will be seen by many in the government as a rival for 27, which I know it's 3 years down the line, but everyone is already thinking about it because Macron can't stand again. So it's going to be really interesting to see if he can stand up to all those heavyweight people, and some of them did not want him to be appointed. That's why we had to wait so long on Tuesday, whenever it was, Wednesday, sorry, for Attal
Your point, Ariane, is a good one, though, isn't it? I think if this works out for him, he definitely has then going forward presidential credentials.
Definitely, it's a huge platform for him. It gives him a lot of exposure, and I think that's why a lot of people were not happy with his appointment, because they didn't necessarily see him as a rival a week or 2 weeks ago, and now he is, especially if he's successful. But that's a big if.
Ariane Bogain, it's always a pleasure speaking to you, senior lecturer in French politics at the University of Northumbria. Thank you very much indeed, Ariane.
Thank you.
Great to see you. Thank you. We're, of course, watching for all developments, and we'll get you more, of course, on this new lineup in the higher echelons of French politics.